Choosing the right security system for project is hard. Everyone has different needs and every manufacturer offers different types of products, as you can see here. So that's why, to make it easier for you guys, today we're looking at the whole catalog of Ajax systems. Every single product. And we might uncover some secret features along the way. So let's get to it. As you can see, there's a lot to cover here. If you plan on installing Ajax systems, it is mandatory to have their hub. Yes, this is the brain of the system, is the main communication point for all your products. Let's say a door opens or there is a motion in your backyard. The Ajax system sends this information to the hub. So everything you see here communicates with the hub. And the user receives the notification on his phone and it can simultaneously send it to a monitoring station without lifting a single finger. Just a reminder that we are covering all the products from Ajax, and right now the ones that we have on the table are covering the jeweler technology. It has up to 1,700 meters of radio communication range between the hub and the devices. It is two-way encrypted and it will send you notification if you lose connection. So again, this is the product you need for having everything work that is on the table. If you are new to the channel, we have a full video focused on the Hub 2 Plus from Ajax system that you should watch. But since you are here, the main thing about the Hub 2 Plus is its redundancy. It makes external communication stability absolute. It has 4 communications channels and supports LTE. So such configuration allows you to connect the device to 2 separate internet providers over Ethernet and Wi-Fi, while also having 2 cellular services ready for the backup. So switching between channels happens seamlessly and in seconds. So now that we know everything to cover the hub, let's jump inside the application to see what it got to unpack in there. Now, jumping inside the application, at the top of your app, you see the demo marketing. This is our Hub 2 Plus. So once you go inside, you can see a lot of information. Again, we're gonna go quickly over it. If you'd like to know more, go watch our video right now. So as you can see, you have the Wi-Fi signal strength. As we mentioned, there is a lot of communication in the Hub 2 Plus. So this indicates if it is a stable communication or not. So it will jump from the other ones. Now, one thing I want to show you quickly is if you click on the cogwheel to the right, so click on it, this is where you would add new users to your hub, because it's important to know that you are the installer, you install the hub, you install the alarm system, but you need to add the user to be able to play with his alarm system. So if he needs to enter his code, if he needs to enter other things, this is where he would do it. So clicking on users, here you have my name, but you can send invites and add different person to the ecosystem of Ajax. But again, nothing is perfect. What happens if you need more than 1,700 meters between your device to cover a wide facility or even a 60-floor buildings? Well, say no more, Ajax got a solution. Introducing the Rex and the Rex 2. Both these devices are range extenders, hence why Rex. As we discussed, the hub is continually communicating with all your Ajax products, and range can be an issue. The Rex boosts the range of all Ajax security system devices and manage their communication with the hub by doubling it. So instead of 1,700 meters, it becomes 3,400 meters, and you can have up to 5 Rex in your system. So now all you need to do is the math to understand what it can cover. One thing that is important to note is that the Rex 2 range extender will connect to the hub not only via radio, but also via Ethernet using the wire as the only prioritized communication channel, making it the perfect solution for underground parkings or huge manufacturing complexes. The main difference between the Rex and the Rex 2 is that the Rex 2 supports Ajax Wings communication, which ensure the transmission of visual data packages. In short, you will need the Rex 2 if you're using Ajax motion cam devices to receive the pictures on your phone when there's an intrusion. Now, we looked at the Rex. Let's see how to enroll a product inside your system. And again, this will be the same procedure for all your Ajax devices. Now, this part, guys, is really important. We're going to show it once because it's the same thing for every product. It's super easy to do. It's the same thing with the hub. So when you're unrolling an Ajax device inside your application, this is what you need to do. So first off, you download the Ajax app, you go down to Add Device. So you click on Add Device on your screen. It will open your camera and set you up to scan a QR code. Now, where to find this QR code? And this is why we haven't enrolled our Rex 2 that we have here, is to show you how it works. So on all Ajax devices, you will have a backplate similar to this. Maybe it's on the side. It's really easy to do. So again, you just slide it down like so, and it will uncover a QR code that you have right here. If for some reason you have trouble with finding the QR code here, it is also on the box of the device you bought. So it's a QR code that is linked to the device you have. So now I take my application, I put my camera in front of the QR code, the device ID appears on my screen. I enter a name for my device. We're gonna name it Rex 2 for easy identification. I click on Add Device, and now you have the onboarding from Ajax telling you what you need to do. In that case, you have 30 seconds to press the power button that is behind the device. So again, I press the power button here, and now it will sync up with my application and with my hub, like so, and it's added to my application. So now on the bottom, as you can see, you have the Rex 2 inside your app. While we're on the app, what's inside the Rex 2 inside the application? So you click on it, and then again, all the details you have on your screen about the jeweler signal strength, the wing signal strength that we discussed earlier. But again, on every device, the important things are in the cogwheel, so always on the top right, you click on there, and this is where it's nice with the Rex 2. All you need to do is pair with device, so you click on this, you have the whole list of products that you have appear, so you can increase their range. Keep in mind, we're doing the wireless Ajax devices here, so the Rex 2 that we have here doesn't work with wired devices like the camera or the NVR. It really increases the range for your wireless devices that you're using jeweler communication. So you do select all, and you go at the bottom to select really everything you have, because this is in another room, and you can increase their range like so. Now we've covered the hub and the Rex. We thought it was important to mention these two first because again, Ajax are divided their product by categories by solution, and we're gonna cover them all today. And to make it easier, we're gonna do a step-by-step, starting with the intrusion protection that they have in their store. And then we'll go on with fire detection, water leaks, and all of that. So first off, intrusion protection. What products are we looking at today? So let's start with the opening detectors. We have the Door Protect and the Door Protect Plus. So you can see them as door contacts. They will alert you wherever there is a risk of intrusion. They consist of a sensor and magnets that are attached to a door, a window, or any entrance. And when the magnets are separated from the sensor, well, it will send a signal to the panel and ring the alarm. Now they're not working because I don't want to go deaf by hearing the alarm. While they work the same way, the Door Protect Plus provide additional features such as a shock and tilt detection. So if a burglar tries to force his way in, or if the window opens in an angle superior to what you have set in the app, you will receive an alarm. And a feature that is not commonly used when talking about the Door Protect is the chime. So if you have an Ajax Siren or the touchscreen keypad, you can enable the chime feature that will make a sound as soon as you open the door or exit the room. And this can be really helpful if you're a shopkeeper or if you have some sort of shop to understand who's coming in and who's leaving your shop. Going back inside the app, clicking on Door Protect Plus, you have your devices that appear here doing a little spin. And again, you have all the information firsthand, but you remember cogwheel, this is where the fun stuff happens. So clicking on the cogwheel on the top right of your screen, you have all the function you can have in your Door Protect Plus. We mentioned the shock sensor and the tilt sensor. So if I click on the shock sensor, here I can choose my sensitivity. So I can put it to high. Now understand, if someone forces the door, this is when there will be a vibration and the Door Protect Plus would react to this and send you an alarm, and also to the monitoring station. So it's a really good tool to have in any entrance you have in your home or in your businesses. Staying in the intrusion detection, these are more niche, but they are extremely useful, and you won't have to worry about false alarms from barking dogs, traffics, and whatnot. The glass protect and the combi protect, you guessed it, send an alarm when a glass breaking sound is detected. The detector's microphone responds only to vibration characteristic of glass breaking noise. It will detect the noise from up to 9 meters, so you don't need to install it right next to your windows. Again, let's see what it unpacks in the application. You see on my screen glass protect, I click on it, I enter the settings, I see that my signal strength is great, clicking on the cogwheel on the top right, and now less features inside this one because it's for a specific task. So alert with siren, you need to toggle this because that's the main point. So if a glass break detected, I want it to ring my siren, you toggle it on and it will do the job for you. Staying in Intrusion, again, Ajax made it easy for us. When wondering what a product does, read the part number. It's super easy. And here we have a lot to cover. There's 3 different devices from the motion detector premise. So we have the motion detector indoor use, we have the motion detector for outdoor use, there is also the Motion Protect Plus, the Combi Protect, and they all work similarly. So they have a passive infrared sensor that enables motion detection by using a special lens. They're also able to differentiate a human between an animal and thermal noise, making it pet immune, so you don't have to worry about dogs running around. And the main difference between the Motion Protect and the Motion Protect Plus is that the Plus one brings another layer of false alarm protection by using a K-band microwave sensor. This basically enhances the precision of motion detection made by humans. When looking at the outdoor version, things are different. Street is always in action, the wind sways leaves, bushes warmed by the suns, and animals and birds move around. So there's a lot of things happening, and the diversity of the flora and the fauna, well, it creates a constant barrage of noise that makes it hard for outdoor motion detectors to spot a real threat. And when we're talking about real threats, we're talking about humans. So this device has 2 sensors that are compared in real time to confirm the presence of a human, and since it is outdoor, it is important to know that it can resist heat up to 60 plus Celsius degrees, and if you're living in Canada, well, it can go down up to minus 25 Celsius degrees. In that case, we're just going to look at the Motion Protect outdoor inside the application. They are similar, so just follow along and you will see how easy it is. Again, clicking on the products, clicking on the cogwheel on the right, and here different option. A nice one you can toggle is the anti-masking, meaning if I put my hand for too long or if someone throw a drape in front of my motion detection, well, it will send an alarm. All you need to do is toggle the anti-masking, and when you see alert with siren appearing if masking detected, you toggle it also. So this way, again, it protects you against tampering. Now let's go with the Motion Cam Outdoor, the PHOD version of these, because these devices work the same way as the Motion Protect we just talked about. But, and it is a big but, when the alarm is triggered by motion, they take a series of pictures that is sent to the user and the monitoring station to depict what is happening. It shows the actual situation from the scene, even if the burglar understands, well, it's too late, you guys are busted. So when you install the PHOD version that we have right here, you enable the photo on demand, meaning that at any time the user can take a series of animated pictures to see what is happening. And again, you guessed it, yes, the outdoor version is different. And it's similar to the Motion Protect Outdoor. So dual sensor, anti-masking, withstand harsh weather, you name it. And quick tip when using the PHOD version of these devices, you have multiple ways to configure the photo on demand. Yes, by alarm, so when something's happened, but you can also create it by schedule, so it will take pictures, let's say every day at 6 p.m., making sure the employees close the shop properly. You can even create scenarios, so let's say someone presses the Ajax button, pictures will be taken and sent to you right away to assess the situation, making it really easy for the user to understand what's happening, and again, just helping people being secured in their environment. Alright, so inside the application, we're just going to look at the Motion Cam Outdoor PHOD to take pictures for you. And as you can see, it's working pretty well because we're always triggering the alarm. Now, when you want to trigger the photo on demand, all you need to do is click on the camera icon that is next to the product. To enable that, you need to go inside the application and inside the hub, but this is in another video we did, so go inside, look at it, and you will be able to do it yourself. Now, what happens when you take a picture? Pointing it at your target, clicking on the camera icon, and you receive a notification that the pictures have been taken, and this way, well, you're able to review the incident that happened in front of your house. So putting it down, more alerts, clicking on notification, and here I have my alerts that we just had, so motion detect, but also the pictures I requested with the photo on demand. And here I have Oleg dancing around and having fun in the studio. Now, motion protect curtain and dual curtain outdoor. These ones are my personal favorite. Yes, because I'm kind of a geek and I like the idea of having lasers protecting your premise. But the motion protect curtain and the dual curtain outdoor literally creates an invisible beam that when crossed sends an alarm. And the outdoor one makes me think of the scene in Ocean 12. While not exactly like that, but you can calibrate bi-directional beams to protect any angle of your building. It's so cool. You see lights, well, not really, but you have lasers coming on both sides, and then, well, try to enter a window when you're covering every angle of it. Looking at the motion protect curtain, when you go inside the application and you click on your cogwheel, one thing I want to show you is the correlation signal processing. So this is to avoid false alarm. It triggers both sensors inside of it, and it communicates with the op to make sure that there is identical movement that's happening. So it's kind of an intelligent function that enables you to be sure it's a human coming in front of your curtain. So when they cross it, you know that it is an intruder inside your premise. Staying in Intrusion, we have the button and the space control. Well, these two are basically remote controls. You have the space control that lets you arm and disarm your system. This can be useful if people don't have access to Ajax app or they don't have a smartphone. And when we're looking at the button, you guessed it, it's a button. But honestly, this device answers many problems some users faces. The button immediately notifies an alarm monitoring company about an intrusion, a fire, a gas leak, and this again makes it accessible for users to send an alarm when there is an emergency and they don't have access to their phone or the keypad. It can also be configured for smart home device, so with only this button you can have a trigger of 1 press, 2 press, and it will activate the lights, it will lock your doors. So one button but multiple options. Alright, clicking on the button in my screen like a button, I enter here, clicking on the cogwheel on the top right. And here, well, as I was mentioning, there's multiple type of events. So right now it's a panic button, but if I click on this, well, I can select for fire, for intrusion, auxiliary alarm, malfunction, leakage, or you can even create custom functions for this button right here. So again, really unique, really nice features, and great product. Now looking at keypads, and since the keypad touchscreen is in a league of its own, let's start with the other two. So talking about the keypad and the keypad plus. So they offer a practical way to arm and disarm a premise, and one of my favorite options on those, and it works for all three models, so also the touchscreen, is the duress code. So if a burglar comes and asks to disarm a shop, the employee can enter the duress code, which will disarm the shop, making it seem that you really gave the code. But at the same time, it will transmit a silent alarm to the monitoring station, and they will be able to send help right away. Now, the main difference between the regular and the plus, talking about the keypad, is the use of access cards and tags. That's right, the Keypad Plus can be used as an access control with user authentication. So the admin receives a notification with the user information in its app as soon as someone badges the Keypad Plus and enter the premise. All right, and what about the touchscreen one? Well, if you want the full details, yes, again, we have a complete review about this one. But to make it short for you here, well, this one does what the other two were doing previously, but also giving visual assistance. So you can also control different rooms straight from it, arm and disarm some specific section of a building by creating space. So again, really practical, really nice looking, feels like a phone. So why not go inside the app and see what it does? Keypad touchscreen, like my phone, similar look. Clicking on the cogwheel on top right, here you have all the access control features that you can use with the keypad touchscreen. So you can even give access to Bluetooth, so using your phone you're able to enter a premise. You have the pass and tag reading, so it is similar to the Keypad Plus that we mentioned. and here the option to enter your duress codes that I mentioned and I find really cool. Again, we have a full video, go watch it if you want to learn more about the touchscreen keypad. Now, nothing says alarm system like a big old buzzing sound. And with the street siren or the street siren double deck, well, you can blast an alarm up to 113 decibels. Just to give you a reference point, well, imagine being right next to a chainsaw running at full throttle. And that's just about 110 decibels. So yeah, a lot of buzzing sound in your ear. Obviously, you can adjust it down to about 85 decibels, and you have an LED indication for deterrence factor, so you can have it bright red at all times, letting you know when it is armed. And yes, it is pre-installed with battery that should last up to 5 years depending on the usage, but you can also use a 12-volt backup power supply. Now, the difference between the street siren and the double deck is this. You can customize a faceplate to your liking. This one is Ajax branded, but you can send it with your company, with your phone number, and anything you want on there to be able to customize any street siren double deck you want when you install them. As for the home siren, well, it is a lot smaller, but it still packs a ton of features. It can serve as a security status indicator, notify door openings, and display delays when entering or leaving, and after alarms. So what happens inside the application? I'm glad you asked. Let's get to it. We have our home siren here. We have our home siren inside the application. I click on the product, click on the cogwheel, and here I have all my settings. Now we're gonna look at the beep settings. We mentioned earlier, this can be used as a chime and a lot of other things. So this is where you would toggle the settings for your home siren. So if you want for chime on opening, if you want some exit delays or entry delays, this is also where you would toggle them. So a lot of customizable options when using your home siren. Now, you might be doing a takeover project where you want to install Ajax, but there's already some devices on the property. Even though they are outdated, they work. So using the multi-transmitter or the transmitter, it gives you a chance to build a modern, complex security based on existing wired equipment. And all these devices will appear inside your Ajax application with all the information you need when there is an alarm. When we're looking at the multi-transmitter, it gives you 18 wired zones, while the transmitter itself gives you 1. But again, great product if you want to take over some existing projects and make them work inside your Ajax application. Next up would be the wall switch and the relay. They look alike, but they're completely different and they're mostly used for automation scenario. The wall switch is a power relay and the relay is a dry contact relay. To compare both, the wall switch is for controlling standard household appliance with monitoring capabilities, and it handles the power supply directly. So this controls about 110 to 230 volts. While when talking about the relay, this one is for controlling low voltage devices or systems where isolated switching is required. So with dry contact functionality and without power handling. So this, on the other hand, it controls about 12 to 24 volts. So if you want to add lights, a gate, air conditioner, a heater to your Ajax ecosystem, this is your solution. Next solution following the intrusion side of Ajax would be fire detection, because a facility is never protected enough if you don't have a fire detector. So this is what we'll look at to complete all this side of security for Ajax, and then we'll look for a little bit more. So today we'll be comparing two options of fire detection, which are the Fire Protect 2 RB. So there is the heat smoke and there's also the heat smoke and CO detector. We all know how it works, but the fascinating thing for me is the heat alarm. The Fire Protect 2 has two thermistors to detect smokeless fire threats, and honestly, there's just so much technology to unpack here. But we already have a deep video inside where we do everything there is to know about the Fire Protect 2. And thank you, we do this for you. So if you haven't seen it, watch the full video about the Fire Protect 2 RB. It has a 85 decibel built-in siren, LED indication, and the whole front panel is a button to turn off the siren sound, making it easy for you to reach. As you can see here, the Fire Protect 2 is live. You can see the 24-hour icon, so it's always armed, and you have all the details in here. So again, clicking on the cogwheel, You have some toggles, and the important one is if smoke detected, you want to receive a siren. So be sure to toggle that one. Following fire detection, the next big thing, so yes, a fire can cause a lot of damage, but what you can help your users with is the water leak prevention. So water damage causes so much damage, so being able to use Ajax products inside your application to prevent them is absolutely necessary. And they built a solution that is just great to use, so let's look at the Leaks Protect and the Water Stop. This is pretty slick, right? This small thing that is the Leaks Protect can fit anywhere there is a risk of water leakage. It has 4 pairs of contacts underneath it, making sure it will send an alarm right away if there is water on it. And it is where the water stops comes into play. With multiple valve size, well, you have the choice to install the water stop in any scenarios, and in only 7 seconds, it will completely shut off your water supply where it is installed. So think about it. You have your Leaks Protect and the water stop. It is the perfect 1-2 combo you need. One detects the leak, the other one shuts it off. Water damage can cause, again, immeasurable damage to a building, but using these, problem solved. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you know, we do have a video about it. So again, go watch it, it's awesome. Inside the application, if you click on the Leaks Protect, well, inside the cogwheel, only one option that is important to toggle: if leakage detected. That's the main purpose of having the Leaks Protect. So you toggle that one. Now, if I go inside the water stop, so the valve, I click on my cogwheel. Here, there's multiple options. The one I wanted to show is scenarios, because that's how they do the 1-2 combo. So you create a scenario when there is a flood, and you do edit because we already have one. And there you would do when there's a water leakage, what happens. And I have my Leak Protect that is already selected. And from there, my device action. So it will turn off the water supply as soon as my Leaks Protect detect any water. And again, preventing so much damages. Honestly, guys, this is like a must to install in any situation. Now, some of the latest releases from Ajax are their smart home catalog. And here we have the socket, we have the life quality. The socket, well, basically it makes your dumb appliances smart. When you have it connected to an appliance, you'll be able to control it from your application, and the color of the socket will change depending on the power consumption of the appliance. You're also able to monitor the power consumption directly from the app. And of course, the device features a grounding contact to prevent any electric shock and overheating protection to reduce the risk of a fire. Now, when we're looking at the life quality, this one is a smart air quality monitor that honestly surprised me, and I'm pretty sure you would be surprised too if you used it, because the air quality you breathe at your home might not be what you think. And I looked at mine daily and realized after installing that the air quality inside my bedroom was horrible. I always had headaches in the morning when waking up, and it was simply the air I was breathing while sleeping. It monitors the CO2 in the air, the humidity level, and the room temperature. You have graphics that shows the fluctuation of all the data, and it helps adjust your routine. In my case, opening a window near my bedroom an hour before the bed was all I needed. And I'm not even going to say it, but go watch them. All right, clicking on socket here, clicking on my cogwheel, but before that, because this one has a lot more information and it's different than the others, you have all the current function right here. So you have the voltage it's using, the overcurrent protection threshold, over voltage protection, and also the power consumption. Right now, nothing is plugged in, so it stays at 0. And one thing I wanted to show you in the cogwheel is actually the LED brightness. It's really nice to have it up simply because, as I mentioned before, it tells you the amount of voltage it's consumed depending on the appliance. So you know if some appliance is consuming a lot just by looking at the color of your socket. And now about the life quality, I'm in the one inside my home, and as you can see, lot of humidity, lots of CO2 levels already ahead because I'm here in the studio, so I'm not able to open my windows. And I wanted to show you what I mentioned before. So you can open the settings, choose the CO2 level to acceptance level for your home, and play with this to receive notification or not. So the more up it goes, it changes the color because it becomes bad for you to breathe that kind of air. So ideally you leave it to 1000 ppm, and this way you make sure that you're breathing the right amount of air, the right quality of air, and this way you avoid having headaches and also avoid being like sleepy and all these kinds of things. Finally, honestly, this is a big advantage by using Ajax, is they combine their expertise in alarms and introduce their video surveillance products. So being able to combine both inside a single application makes it so much easier for the user, because you receive a notification from the alarm, but you're also able to confirm them using video surveillance. So using different cameras, using their NVR, you're able to record any of the action that is happening in the business, a building, a facility, you name it, making it again on a single application, super easy to use. And that's kind of the reason why we kept these ones for last, because the NVR, you don't actually need the hub for it to work. It can act as a standalone system. And when looking at the NVR, you have two choices. You have the 8-channel and a 60-channel. We're talking about 4K resolution, cameras with OnViv Profile S and T compatible, hard drive up to 16 gigabytes, H.265 decoding, and great app features. This might be one of the smoothest timelines I've ever used to find an event. You also have a video wall option to combine all the latest snipnet of your IP cameras, and also when using a motion cam like this one. So it combines again both inside the single application. As for the cameras, 3 form factors: bullet, mini dome, and the turret that we have here. You have 2 lens size, so 2.8 millimeters or 4 millimeters, 2 CMOS sensor, 5 megapixel or 8 megapixel. They all have a micro SD slot up to 265 gigabytes, built-in microphone, IR illumination, true WDR, and an IP65 metal enclosure. These cameras have AI on the edge with object recognition. It uses the same timeline as the NVR, which again is great. And navigating by filters is seamless. Honestly, we might do a full video about the NVR and the cameras. Oh wait, we did. But now let's see the timeline I'm talking about, because I'm pretty sure you're wondering what it looks like. As we mentioned, this can be placed as a standalone product. So when talking about the camera, here we put it inside the NVR that we have here. So you click on cameras, you go inside the camera, and well, right now it's filming absolutely nothing, but I wanted to show you the timeline because it's so nice. So here's the timeline I'm mentioning. You have all the filters here. Now we just placed it so you see Oleg placing the camera right before, but you can filter everything out. So you can have scenario execution, human detection, pet detection, motion, vehicles, and all of this appears in seconds. It's literally instant. When you're trying to find something inside the application, you click on it. So I click on human, I show selected, and boom, my timeline only specifies what it captured for human detection. I can go inside my calendar, select a date, do the same thing, and all the action will appear. So this is why the AI inside Ajax cameras is so seamless. It's because using the application, which is a big strength of theirs, they're able to save you so much time when monitoring any kind of premises. And while we're looking at the camera, talking about installation again, guys, you saw the Rex 2 earlier. So finding the QR code right underneath the camera, I use my phone, open the app, scan the QR code with my camera, and the camera is enrolled inside my application. No more doing a password, no more finding the IP address. Ajax takes care of everything inside their application. Again, saving you an incredible amount of time, making the installation extremely easy. All you need to do is pass the cable, scan your code, and you're good to go. Your system is all set up inside your Ajax app. So we saw what Ajax have to unpack. We have intrusion protection, we have fire detection, leakage protection, we have video surveillance, smart home devices, integration models. Guys, you name it, we have everything on the table. But we mentioned about what's the secret behind Ajax, right? Well, honestly, it's kind of cheesy, but it's all of this, is the ecosystem they built with the application. It's like if Apple made Ajax, in the sense that it's intuitive, it's easy to use, you have a nice user experience, making every user able to go inside the application and manage their own devices. They are wireless, easy to connect. We saw how the cameras are easy to install. So not only for you, the installers, it makes it easy, but in the long run, even the end user, they don't need to call you all the time to manage their whole system because they can do it from their app. And that's the secret behind the success of Ajax, is having everything under the same roof, making it easy to use, and again, creating a nice experience as if you were just playing with an Apple application. So again, guys, this is an ultimate guide about the Ajax products. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed all the way to this point, thank you, thank you, thank you. We do this for you guys. Keep on subscribing, liking our videos, and we'll see each other on the next one.